there, it's Goldborn again. It's Friday, June 19th, 2015, approximately 1:15 a.m. I should sound a bit calmer. Medication! And I figured I would pick up where I left off. I left off at journal number 24 in the previous journal collection video. These are just journals I've actually filled out. So the next journal, and if you haven't seen that video, feel free to click on the link. I'm sure I'll share it. And it's in this playlist of paper expression. But this is my next journal that I wrote in, which I really liked. A lot of these. Great. Fantastic. Isn't that fantastic? I have no idea what I really want, but I won't be satisfied until I get it. Story of my life. Journal number 25. First entry, Saturday, October 31st, 2009. Last entry, Thursday, September 30th, 2010. And then I generally would put my address, my email address, my website. If you hear snoring in the background, that is my husband sleeping in the other room. So don't mind him. So here is how I was writing in that one. Oh, Dad presented me with a new laptop. I'm very blessed to have it. Should be fantastic to take about with me. That was my netbook, Nettie, and I have her to this day. And I'm so grateful for Nettie, the netbook. She was my desktop computer. And it was the Acer Aspire 1 netbook, so it was a lot smaller than like later releases. And I used it full out as my full desktop. I really loved it, and I still use it. I like to type in it. I type my 750 words on it, and I love it a lot. I love it a lot. A lot. Oh, sorry. Anyway, behind me that's my poetry bookshelf. Just letting you know right there. Some of my most favorite books are there. So I went to Kanzi in 2009. And I was attempting some school. I really liked the way I was writing in this one. I loved how much I was writing. This is when somebody I knew who was a neighbor in my building, she took me to see an opera, which was awesome. And then later I went and saw another, when me and someone became boyfriend, girlfriend. This was the receipt from the date, December 15th. Oh, the evening of when I had my appeals hearing, and was told it would be 6 weeks before a decision, 2 days before. Remember, WCIB, the appeal, it was not resolved till 2013, so this was 2009. Remember, ever the hopeful one. So, I went and saw Avatar. So here I started keeping some, I would keep some text messages, because I don't keep them on my phone. And, so I like that I had these. These are neat. And it wasn't just from one person. Oh, and I remember 2010 watching Max Headroom, watched the entire series, and watched down my netbook because had an external drive, kept the shows on. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. These are boring. But I really like how I was writing in this. And if you say, well, that's so tiny, how can you even... I don't write that way anymore. But I kind of wish I would, and I'm kind of hoping that I do. Back when I start using a smaller journal, like for instance this size, like I got this in, well, Dublin, Ireland, on the trip I went to, April I was in Ireland, or any of the other smaller notebooks I intend on doing after I'm finished my current journal. But here I am, I'm writing from my under-the-table job that I had at the laundromat for a little bit. Yeah, but writing, Writing, lots of writing. I tried to do collaging, guys. I'm not very artistic in that way. How do I make art if I'm not an artist? But I made this. Is it art? Am I an artist? I doubt it. And here's a receipt I kept, but there's nothing left there. The print didn't stay. And I just wrote all over the place here. Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. Got to see that in the theater. Very excited about that. And then I got to see Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. I'm an Alice in Wonderland fan. Can't see the shelf, but it's like a couple shelves up. I've got a lot of Alice in Wonderland stuff. And then, yeah, so watching Dexter. Let's not talk about the ending. This is back when I was printing some images of photos I took. See, I used to do stuff like that. And I really liked that. I liked doing that. So yeah, I don't want to take too long on just this one. But I really was trying to play around with some stuff. You know, my dad's visit was cool. And then, you know, I was doing some neat stuff. For me, anyway. And, from one of my friends, 2010, Dear Amber Dawn, you are totally awesome. You deserve the best, and I truly love you for you. Your personality and all the quirks you have. I couldn't ask for a better friend. And then it's followed by something really dirty from somebody else. Oh gosh, yeah. But it's nice to have that. Like, I don't look back in my journals ever. I'm starting out good, but as you saw, if you saw first part of this collection, it can get dark. It can get hard, but to read. But I'm still on this one. Yeah, doing laundry in the beaches. And then I was relieved to have another chance at the RTE program at George Brown. The retraining, not retraining, this was a redirection through education program. It's probably still at George Brown in Toronto. And I recommend it. If you have a mental health history and you live in Toronto, it is free. The only thing that is difficult for people on low income is the fact that you have to pay for being able to get there if you don't live near enough to walk, or you can't get there. And, you know, it costs still to live, so you're not going to get any help with that. So there's still tough times. How to escape the friend zone. I wasn't in the friend zone, but I kept putting someone in the friend zone. And inside, random note. Oh, and look, I have some like dried flowers. Oh yeah, and my weight. Great job, Amber. Anyway, yeah, I'm taking too long with this one. But I wrote so much, and I love it. I love it. I miss... Oh, look what I did. Look at me. Dream. I had a dream a few nights ago. It was a closure dream. Now this was me sort of giving it. Yeah. Sink or swim, all too real. This is how I feel. So yeah. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to go through there. Well, it was my birthday. Sunday, July 25th, 2010. My birthday is next month. Yeah. And I wasn't feeling well health-wise. It's okay. And then some hospital stuff. I think this was it was emergency. I ended up being put under so that my breast cyst could be sliced into to release. Packing must return tomorrow. Oh, so that isn't the real thing that I ended up needing. Like, stuff happened, and then stuff happened. Oh, and a thank you note is in here. But anyway, yeah. Aww, and a Starbucks card. I was totally all about Starbucks and bleeding too much. Learn more. I actually just started doing some online courses. Holy crap, 11:25 and I'm still on one journal, so this is going to be long. I talk about world events. Oh, looking at my first love's Twitter. I can't believe I loved him. Yeah, anyway. Waiting for my counselor. People struggle with who they are, and powerlessness is a pattern. Okay, so guys, I really shouldn't go day by day. I was trying to write every day, it looks like, and I had some days of missing it, so me working a shift. It was just across the street from where I lived, and even then later it became difficult. So what can you do about it? You can't really do a lot about it. I have somebody's signature here, and I don't know whose it is. Oh. Who cares? Anyway. Oh gosh, expecting company. Getting interviewed by detectives. We were witness to a death that happened. That was tough. Yeah. A bus. And this is the signature of George George Strombo. He did The Hour. He did George Strombo. And then I was always excited for this event in Toronto. Nuit Blanche was my favorite event. Scotiabank Nuit Blanche. I really do love that event. And I would like to go this year if I'm feeling alright. And then I have some things in... Well, I had some things in the pocket. It's awkward to pick things up when you don't know how you look like them. Okay, so... Gee whiz, mister. Okay, so what do I have here? Friday, September. I have a date, like the date written down. I don't know why that's saved. I have a note. I decide not to do sticky notes to catch up with. I have no idea what that was about, but let's just move on. We've spent enough time on that journal. Thankfully, I don't have as many journals left to go as I did in the first video. So this is my next journal. This is journal number 26. And it's travels, and it's beautiful, and it's a map. I love maps. I love the size of this journal. It's just, it was really nice. I loved it. And I wrote in it from Thursday, September 30th, 2010 to Thursday, February 24th, 2011. I am still not sure if I have this all the way in. Probably didn't. Anyway, sorry about that. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it so much. I am in serious pain. Oh. Anyway, that's why I was writing. So yeah. Chile miners, October 13th. Miners rescue live on Reuters Online. They had been trapped for more than 2 months. So I did write about current events now and then in my journals. I wrote a lot. I wrote about everything. It's depressing to read my weight. Oh, I miss Toronto still, though, because I'm going through all this stuff about Toronto. My grandmother on my mother's side passed away in December 2010. And I was also bleeding to death, and I took the train for the funeral, but I'm not serious. I'm not kidding. I mean, I ended up, the funeral was in January, the beginning of January, but I had been bleeding, and I ended up still having to go, and oh, it sucked. And I ended up getting it still was a while before I got the actual blood transfusion. I didn't realize how serious it was. The new year happened. Me and my boyfriend at the time, living boyfriend, I had broken up, but we didn't I didn't kick him out or anything. We arranged it so that he would be able to move out on all right and stuff. And then I wrote down, I did this neat thing for a while there where I wrote down the events of the year from my calendar, and I took note and I put them all in here. Which, you know what? I should do that again. The little notes I make in my pocket calendars would be the kind of thing. And look, I mean, I don't like the stuff that says on it, but look at all that. Like, that's pretty neat how I did that. I think I was doing that to fill up some pages, but still. Okay, so, and then I was busy, and oh, I visited my cousin. Oh, and here's the sad thing. You know, but I went, and I was there, watching something about George Orwell. His feelings about writing poverty, society. Huh. And I'm actually reading George Orwell diaries right now. That's interesting. One of those things, you know? I need to see a doctor about my bleeding. You think? I waited so long to get some help there. Okay, so anyway, let's just hurry through this. Some of this is going to hurt because the two cats that I loved most in the world, what I wanted a guy. Never take that stuff from magazines. It doesn't mean crap. To live well, it takes guts. Right now is the perfect time. 40 minutes you should walk 3 times a week to boost brain power. Believe in yourself. Trust the process. Change forever. You're never too old to get fit. Well, I hope that's true because I'm getting older and I'm not fit. Stuff about panic attacks and the bleeding and all that sort of thing. Sorry to be so gross, but you know, stuff about memories, stuff about just my daily life, everything. I wrote so much. Look at that. I wrote so much. So much. And then I had ear issues. Watched a lot of documentaries. Me and the guy that I live with, we ended up staying friends, so that wasn't a bad one. This later one, the one of the last few journals, we stayed friends, which was good. So still reading. Okay, guys, I need to... How can I still be... Why am I bleeding? Go to the doctor and ask. And then, this is not healthy, but I have lots of pages about fasting. From, like, spiritual reasons to various faiths to health reasons. I don't refer to it, but I wrote it down as though it was something I was going to refer to. Like I said, I don't look back at these usually. Oh, I got really passionate about what was going on with Egypt, which I am disillusioned. It's not chaos, but a collective demanding a change. The internet isn't the cause of this revolution. It is a witness. Hashtag Egypt. Twitter helps me focus my thoughts into 140 characters or less. Yeah. Watching Up, and it really is as fantastic as I heard it would be. How can it not be? A house that flies with inflated balloons. Pretty awesome. I'm enjoying this. Okay. But I talk about lots of stuff. Panic attacks and all these documentaries. My cousin's daughter who went into the hospital and later died. This sucks. Okay, guys. Trying to go faster. You probably want to see me do it this way so that you can see it. Yeah, I found it really good to write all the time. We had this guy that lived shortly for a time period across the way in the building that had, like, was close to mine. He would play the saxophone naked and do everything else with his window showing. It was a bit distracting. Thanks for pushing me. I wouldn't have had this without you. Aww. Yes, see, we stayed good friends. It was a much better way of, like, going our different ways than otherwise. And things I'd like to learn and settle on when blah, 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 blah. And I have all these things that I'd like to do. As usual, I've mentioned these in previous videos. Am I really at almost a half hour? All these things tend to be similar to what I would want now. The only thing is I'm not in the same place. Oh, I put learn to meditate, and yesterday I was meditating, and I'm taking a meditation course online. And then yeah, anyway, guys. Oh, wow. Okay. So I got postcards from a friend. Oh, I've got more photo booth pictures. See, again, these aren't in my self-portrait collection, which I have a huge one. Boy, do I have to keep learning that. Oh, cat hair. Okay, so guys, I'm going through this a lot quicker, I hope. My friend JB said day 16, a picture of someone who inspires you. And she put a photo of me. This is Amber, aka Goldmorn. She is inspiring to me because she has been through a lot and never gives up. She loves to take trips around our favorite city, Toronto, and photographs anything and everything. She writes for various things and maintains a review page called Queen Street. How we met is a bit of a strange one. Let's just say we share a common ex-boyfriend and we'll leave it at that. But I really like her and she inspires me to continue doing what I do and to be strong. Thank you, Amber. Now she lives down the hallway from me. And I don't spend enough time with her and I'm all like in my own head. But that's fantastic. So weird. That's like back in 2011, February 2011. So here's me, more stuff. Oh, my counselor, one of our last meetings, the counselor I had that would meet at a coffee shop right near me. She wrote loving kindness, and she wanted me to say it like an affirmation. Of course I didn't. May I be happy. May I be free from pain and suffering. May my mind be at peace. May I be safe from harm. May I be filled with loving kindness. You know, I think she was practicing Buddhism. And that was so beautiful. It was after I had spoken a truth. It was a truth because I both shivered and started to cry. One of those bursts. when I answered the question of what my goal or plan is along those lines. I said I want to take the time to learn how to love myself. I've never taken the time to learn or allow myself to put the time into trying. I want to be kinder to myself. Still working on it. So yeah. I'm not gonna talk about Streetcar Driver Guy or that whole thing. Oh, I wrote down the 10 golden rules of lomography, which is awesome. And then yeah, busy stuff. Okay, so anyway, guys, I'm almost done this one. I shouldn't be so... OMG, you refuse to accept compliments. Take note. Confidence is sexy. Just say thank you. If only. And look at it. Whatever. Life started at 43, Elton John says. Well, I hope so, because I'm heading closer and closer to that, and... Well, I would say I've had a lot of life stuff, but... Oh, and the last journal page. Bleeding since December. Death of Mom's mom. Tony's daughter, Darlene, died. Reasons to fast. Oh, this is just like an outline of stuff. Ex-boyfriend got a new job. We've been broken up well. He's hopefully getting his own place in March. Why notice people don't qualify financially until live alone again. Positive things to work on. I guess it was just a... And hooray you. Oh, and it says here, gift from Jaded Hazel Eyes. She gave me this journal. So, thank you. 28 minutes and I went through 2 journals. I'm so sorry. So this, I wrote in one of the, like a matching journal a while back. And this is journal 27 though. It's a Maya Angelou. And it's humongous, like, as you can see compared to... Right? So it's a bigger journal, and this was like one of my favorite photos that I took in the beaches. Thursday, February 24th to 2011 to Monday, May 30th, 2011. I now choose to believe that it's easy to change. And see, as you can see, I wrote bigger, and oh my gosh, John Cusack in one of a great film, 1408. And see, I'm still trying to, like, do crap like that. Sorry, it's not crap. It's just, it's not me. And then I decided to handwrite. Yeah, I'm on my own. Pick your moments when you're stronger. That was something said to me from a nurse when I was on a crisis line talking to somebody. And then here's a whole bunch of nail polish stuff and blah, blah, blah. And then an Amazon receipt. I don't know. And an old bookmark from a friend. Well, she hasn't been my friend for a long time. But I'd kept that bookmark all throughout. Like since, I don't know, I was really young. When I get a little money, I buy books. And if any is left, I buy food and clothes. No clothes. And I kept putting in various things. Oh, St. Michael. So March 7th, 2011. That is when, I believe, low on hemoglobin. Oh, they didn't give me the blood yet. Okay. So anyway, guy moves out. Oh, and I wrote a quote from Janis Joplin in here. Janis Joplin was like someone I really related to. She ate and ate because she was afraid she wasn't going to get any more. Then she fasted down to nothing, and that helped her have the strength to finally make it. She tested her fear and rose above it. She saw the cycles of her life for what they were. From Love, Janis, page 273. Expensive meds. And then blah, blah, blah. how to best schedule my day to give a struggle, lots of things. I don't know what I said no about, because I love you, somebody. And I was writing the date like this, which is kind of neat. I don't do that now, but and see, I had some positive things from people, which is great. Oh, the guy moved out, but he stayed my friend. And then I went for walks with friends, and I'm writing more documentaries. I'm writing about boys, men, what's the difference? Well, there's a difference in age, but I mean, men is, you know what I'm saying. When you're, now this breaks my heart. Yes, I voted. And he brought, and you could see going all the way, the opposition, and I could see if he did well as opposition, that I could see him later becoming our prime minister, but he tragically died of cancer, and it broke mine and many of people's heart. Jack Layton. So yeah, more writing, Doctor Who interests, obsessed with food, visited an art exhibit. My friend stayed in my life, but I also got really into writing about everybody, people I was dating, friendships, medications, finances, you know, but I wrote about my feelings and thoughts and everything. And I copied some text messages from people. I wrote a lot about blood. I'm sorry, guys, but it was a huge deal in my life. I was so sick. So sick. I don't know when I finally got the first transfusion, but it took a long time. Look at that. I don't know why. Do you know when to trust your gut? Yes, but it's hard to. Like, look at this. I never look at this, but look at that. Look how positive that's supposed to be. I guess. I don't know. I'm not so good at changing, but I can change this. May superfood, strawberries. And there you go. Nearly done this journal, and then I start to get all, like, quickly reflective. Life's a beach. Oh, I really did love it there. Lived in the, oh, and this is what I did. I put, like, I just made stuff fall. A very rare things to be grateful for. My apartment, my 2 cats, they're both dead. Now I have 2 different cats, but the Lion and the Hagrid, forever in my heart. The area that I live in, my best friend. I love him, and I am thankful that he's in my life. Regardless of having no money, my needs are met. The cats are okay. I'm doing okay. My journal. Being able to watch shows like the Doctor Who. Being able to keep in contact with people. Using my, and I enjoyed using my phone. My netbook and the fact that it's still working. That despite difficulties, I know who I am. Things and what I hope for. Wait for it. Resolution on my WSIB secondary claim this year. Wait, when did I write this? 2011. No, 2013 is when you'll have to wait for it. To become healthier, blood issue. Wait, well, I don't have a blood issue right now after 2 transfusions last year or whatever it was. I have IUD in me, but I need to have a hysterectomy, and the weight is obviously still an issue, especially hormonally with the IUD. To date, no, I don't need to date anymore. I'm married. My cats to be okay and content. They die. That I will leave the apartment more and enjoy outside in Toronto. To show gratefulness and love and to be good to the people in my life. To allow myself to write poetry. Still having a problem with that. I love poetry, see? But I don't write it. To be smarter with what to try to love myself as I am and allow myself to be happy to live. Well, I'm living right now. Well, at least when I'm recording this video. So this is journal number 28. I'm not a fan of spiral bound, but I think I liked the pattern. And maybe somebody gave this to me, I don't know. Journal 28, Tuesday, May 31st, 2011, Wednesday, August 31st, 2011. And I wrote like this. So I'm writing all pretty. And, okay, so I just want to, like, notice attend or occupants. Okay, so, yeah, oh, some dating. Yeah, so this is a lot about dating and bleeding and watching things and reading books and, more fasting information. Sorry, guys. Yeah, exercising, which is tough to do when you're sick. I didn't write on my birthday. I turned 33 years old. How did that happen? Monday, July 25th, 2011. 33 sounds so young to me now. I turned 37 next month. A second date with so-and-so went very well. Had 4 dates with the guy, and he ended up being, well, whatever. Dating was crazy. I'm kind of relieved not to be in that scene, because, dating is crazy. Dating is so insane. And, in a big city, it's great. Like, you never run out of people that you can meet and date. But it's just like, you know how they say girls play the games? I'm serious. Guys just really... And then, yeah, I just... And then, well, I can't write about... Oh, well. Can't write about some things that happened, but I had an interesting life. Let's just say that. One day, if ever all these came out. I wrote about a lot. So I'm both grateful and what's become an annual check-in? This is an email from somebody. Amber Dawn, how are you treating life these days? Inquiring minds and mine want to know. Mr. X. You did nothing wrong. I wasn't scared away. I've never been afraid of you. I wrote all that stuff. But anyway. It's funny because I do remember some of these people, but it's a lot more recent, 2011. But I'm sure there'll be one day where I'll look back at these journals and be like, huh? I have no idea who that was. Oh my gosh, I said this stuff to that person? Oh gosh, watching Stargate. SG-1. I refused to watch that show because I grew up loving MacGyver because I'm that old. And then I couldn't acknowledge that he would be in any other show and be any good in it. And then I ended up being lured into Stargate universe because of one of the characters that was in 28 weeks later. Or was he in 20... Yeah. And anyway, I watched it, and then I watched Stargate Atlantis, and then I watched SG-1. It was a tricky thing my friend pulled on me, my best friend. But anyway, I ended up watching every single show. And then, oh no, Hagrid, my cat. So this would have been around the time that I also had, I don't know if I skipped over the pages where I had the blood transfusion, but I must have had it in this time period. But I end the journal instead of with my own stuff. Oh yeah, I still write about the last journal page about stuff, the same stuff. But I closed with one of the quotes that people will know about Jacqueline. And you know what? We didn't listen to a damn thing he said. I miss him. I'm sad that he died. But it's not, you know, that's for selfish reasons. People talk about having favorite journals and saying they love Peter Popper Press. I never really paid attention to anything about who did the journals, just whether I like the journal now that I'm like able to pick more often myself. But anyway, I got this one, Keep Calm and Carry On journal. I'm sure a lot of people can remember how popular this was going around again. Journal 29, first entry, Thursday, September 1st, 2011. Last entry, Thursday, October 27th, 2011. And it belongs to me. And I cannot see that, but it's a faded Sienna thing. New journal, yay! And I like the, like I said, I like the smaller ones for writing. So I had, my ear was really, I had ear infections, bad. And I write about stuff. Yeah, I can't share this stuff with you guys. And my back pain and blah blah blah. It's very explicit stuff. And then there'll be something like rewatching most recent episode of Doctor Who, The Girl Who Waited. It was so good and I love this TV series. Have you seen The Girl Who Waited episode with Amy Pond? And she's also older, and Rory and Amy, and oh my goodness, that episode is so beautiful. And it just, that one and the Vincent and the Doctor one are two of my favorite Matt Smith era ones. My favorite Doctor was David Tennant. I loved how Christopher Eccleston started out. And then I get into watching Warehouse 13. Because I'm a bit of a nerd. I don't know why I do this stuff to myself. From random news article, a woman is considered obese if she has a body mass index of 30 or more. At least I drank a lot of tea throughout the years. It's nice to read about that. Oh, I had my hair done at Serenity Hair Design. They're in Toronto and they're in the beaches, and I trusted that lady. She was so good with my hair. So good with my hair. This way back. It's been years. I don't even bother getting my hair cut anymore. And then I went and got a re-piercing. Or I couldn't do it. I don't know. Whatever. I don't remember anymore. And I'm not going to stay too long to read it. Sorry, I should be doing this, right? Micromental. Just people. Decide not to go to Nuit Blanche. Probably didn't have anybody to go with. Because if I don't, you know, I can't. I love those events. It's just I can't go on my own. Zombie flick on. Something about zombies. And I want to rearrange my apartment again. I'm watching Red State. Whoa, the horror part for me is the fanatical Christian part aspect. Sorry, religious people. Religious fanaticism, not actual, just... I know there's a difference. It terrifies me because I have experienced some of it in my lifetime. Could easily think of it magnified to such a degree. But that's different than actual, you know, worship, practicing worship and, you know, fellowship and... Anyway. More about, health and blah, blah, blah. Oh, my lion cat, he's gone now too. But I'm, you know, I write about him and write about my life, dating or whatever I was up to. Getting my nails done, my hair done. drinking tea, hanging out with Stella, being happy because somebody I really liked for a long time that I've looked up to that is a blogger added me on Twitter. I'm like all like happy. I was using a BlackBerry phone throughout these years. I really loved my BlackBerry. But it never kept up with the apps, as everybody knows. And when Vine and Instagram and all that came out, I was like, I'm going to be totally left behind social media-wise if I don't switch. So I did. Yeah, so I can't show you anything of what's going on in here because it's heartbreaking. But anyway, there's some stuff. Look at that. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I want to read you that poem, but I can't. Okay, so anyway. Oh, nightmares where people you love die are horrible. I used to write so much. But even more recently, I shouldn't be like, I only wrote a lot when I was a teen, because that's not true. I've written a lot as an adult. So, there you go. So, it goes to show if I just keep writing right now, I probably will get back into doing this again. Look at Canzine was good for me to go out to, but so anxiety-inducing before, during, after. And I saw a photo of myself, and I'm so fat, and my face, God, my teeth. So, I'm just gonna get older and everything. So, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Caring about all that. But I do still. Look, I put a doily in. This is probably from the thing. And in the pocket, I'll show you in the pocket. There's a pocket. I'm not good at using pockets or everything to their best advantage. But here was a streetcar where I wrote a thing. And Canzine Typewriter Orchestra, where I typed poems on a typewriter. It sounds like bebop, jazz, Kerouac, double bass strings sing accompaniment to our impressions and expressions to us. Letters were written on typewriters, confessional poems and prosaic novels, and every word, a change, a quickness, after pen and pencil on paper, paper, paper. For all intents and purposes, we should return to ribbon and the concentrated language of mind. Wow. You were not in 2011. You are not tied to a wireless phone or an interconnection of disconnection. You are at a small desk, a wooden table, a room of your own. There is a book or a stack of them, and a cigarette burns out in lamplight. You hear more silence, the silence depth, the distance of empty night streets, with the echoes of each clack, 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 and you write. Yeah, I was writing in that Canzine thing. I like that. I actually like that. Sorry. I like that. Look, planetary. Apparently this is a planetary. I'll find out. And, oh, business card of a friend. I always told me he looked like a doctor in that one, but he's a really good actor. I knew him because I lived in the same building as him, and he was really kind, and his wife is amazingly beautiful. So anyway, that was awesome. Now I know where I've kept this card. I'm so organized, right? Okay, so 50 minutes, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, if you're still watching, Awesome. So this is a pretty journal. I don't know. It was given to me by a best friend. And from Kanzine on the wall, that guy who did the typewriter thing put up some writers on the wall who were typing at typewriters. And so I took some of those afterward. I did some Leonard Cohen quotes with the Leonard Cohen picture. First of all, nothing will happen, and a little later, nothing will happen again. Doesn't matter what you do because it's going to happen anyway. Deprivation is the mother of poetry. Act the way you'd like to be, and soon you'll be the way you act. Right. So journal number 30. Thursday, October 27th, 2011 to Thursday, January 19th, 2012. And I have my mini calendar in here. And this is how I was writing. Look at me starting out all pretty. I crudely modified this paper journal and turned it upside down. It belonged to my friend, and he left me with it back when we lived together. Something he had used a couple of years ago for some training at one of his jobs. And he had pencil and pen written on the inside cover and blah, so I tore the thing off and taped Sylvia Plath on the spot instead, and Leonard Cohen is now the inside front cover. Who knows what that means for this journal? Lots of pages, though, and I like the quotes. Let's look at Sylvia Plath. I love Sylvia Plath. Somehow these sluttish nights make sense. Have a violent nun-like passion to write and sequester myself. I shall sequester. 1956. Shall I write and be different? Always I grab it, the writing, hold it to me, defend against the flux, the sameness of faces. You go, Sylvia Plath. So, writing, beautiful writing, like I think so anyway, as far as penmanship. Very detailed. Again, I can't share. I want to, but I can't. Friendship, life, finances, food, reading, seeing doctor. I tried to stop hating what? I need to stop hating myself so much. Given the circumstances, the stress of waiting regarding WSIB, living life as I do, I'm actually doing the best I can. Maybe I should give myself a check mark if all I manage is a shower in a day, because that is something. And the fact I try to write each day, read some, and keep myself breathing is an even greater accomplishment, considering I'm so damn depressed. Perhaps I just need to accept there will be time periods in my life where not a lot can be expected of myself, where just existing and carrying on is something and enough in itself. And then there will be times where I can do a little more, or a lot more. Times where someone will help me in the journey, and when I'll be and or feel absolutely alone. I know from just living life that things do change, and that it can get better, and it can be worse. I know I think a lot about things being different, but I realize I should be quite grateful with things as they are. I have an apartment to live in, and Lion is here. Yes, I miss Hagrid. And I live in a lovely area in a great and amazing city. Years ago, who'd have thought I'd end up living in Toronto? And sure, it didn't turn out as I'd hoped at the start, but that was just one of many possible beginnings for me here. Perhaps I'll have another chance to start over here, or maybe I'll remain in this apartment but improve the space with time. I don't know what will come along. All I do know is that I can't give up on myself, and I need to keep going. Recently, so there you go. I wrote, and then busy. Oh my gosh, the food was so good in Toronto. As far as when you could go out and get food, it was amazing. I loved the stuff I could get. And I did attempt to write a glossal poem. I wrote a glossal poem. Create a profile. You can't resist. Cosmo article. Just be yourself. If you're making a profile online, be yourself. This is Sylvia Plath quote again. The hardest thing I think is to live richly in the present without letting it be tainted and spoiled out of fear for the future or regret for a badly managed past. Applicable. And then I have some great quotes. Letters Home by Sylvia Plath that she wrote to her mom. It's very different from reading her journals. The journals of Sylvia Plath, I read those. Letters Home by Sylvia Plath, that was edited by her mother. It's a very different type of writing. And actually it's pretty good, especially if you're into writing, because she focuses a lot on her writing career in that, and writes just in such a different way that it's pretty interesting. And I'm glad I read it. I read that book. Okay guys, I've been like sitting here so long it hurts. Oh, received decision denied, shaking from the reasoning. I glanced right over, extremely upsetting. That's 28th December 2011. All that they put me through. I can't even, I just said that sentence. But little things like this keep you going, right? I know I liked their pairing. Look at this. You can tell I was pretty excited. We do own the 2 movies, and I'm looking forward to the next one. This is that date book I was talking about, and in that date book I kept track of like everything on every day. Like everything. I can't show you guys, but it's like scary. Highlights of 2011. I'd rather leave this year behind. The loss will stay with me, Hagrid, and that is tough enough. The date book reveals much, too much. Take a look. It's in a book, Reading Rainbow. And then I have some quotes from like a calendar. Some great quotes, but Happy New Year. Oh, I start a new year. There was some stuff I didn't know what to do with for the longest time. Oh, it's probably about Hagrid. And then, yeah, guys, I'm just gonna skip past a lot of this, because look at that. I mean, we can live up to stuff like this, but don't we, like, get longer, lusher hair? Oh, happy 3-year anniversary to me living in the apartment that... Anyway. Like this. I adored this, though. I found it beautiful. I don't know how to use makeup, but this was a photo I'd taken in Toronto. I really loved it there. Gosh, I loved it there. God, here I am, more unattainable visuals, but pretty. Yeah, so there we go. And I joined a photography club that I never participated in. Journal 31 is where I'll start off next time in this series. And again, just to remind you, I'm on Journal 36 right now. So it's this one, which I can't wait to get through. Seriously, guys, journal fatigue quite set in. And as of today, I am on page 107. And my writing in it looks like this big. So it's a lot bigger than the old journals. I was writing about how gassy I was. Yeah, it's a lot bigger. But I'm looking forward to getting through this one. And, yeah. And then starting a new journal. So, I still have a few more journals to share in my collection. Thank you for watching. I know I take a long time on some journals, but at least I didn't get overly traumatized this time around. As opposed to when I was sharing about my, my first part of my journal collection. I'll see you on the next video that I do that's journal related. And I love seeing your collections as well. So I talk too much. Okay, bye.